All right, there was so much that happened this week and so much good stuff that happened, so I just want to get right into it. Let's go. This is episode 97 of Hoagies and Pierogis. Oh.
Live from Delaware, it's Hoagies and Pierogis! With your hosts, Ian DiCarlo.
We're getting a little double down.
Chocolate Rain, and RJ Hammond.
I just want some more hot tea in my life.
Let's just say he was a good lover.
All right, let's get kicked off with baseball like we usually do. Odd story here. Trevor McGill ends up on the IL with concussion after fainting in a phone store after going through food poisoning. Now, that sucks, and it's funny in the sense that it's unusual, but it would have been even funnier if Byron Buxton was put on the IL by a racing president, not a racist president.
Now the first sausage race of the year. Look out, Byron! The bratwurst almost took out the center fielder.
I was going to say it would have been funny if he got presidented, but I didn't want people thinking I thought it would have been funny if Buxton got domed by a sniper. That would not have been good. What are the A's doing? I don't understand. They're going to move from the Coliseum until 2027 or 2028, possibly even 2029, to their minor league park in Sacramento, which only holds 10,000 people and 14,000 if 4,000 people want to stand in the grass. I mean, not like 10,000 A's fans were showing up to the game anyway, and maybe this might end up being cheaper for the owner, but holy shit. And like the owner held a press conference where he was like, oh, I would love to just see Aaron Judge come in here and hit home runs against us. What kind of selling point is that? You're selling your team losing? What? That doesn't make any sense. And then also sending players down for wearing a wristband. Are you kidding me? Asturi Ruiz, who stole 67 bases last year, was sent down for what reason? Dallas Braden said he was maybe trying to steal second a little bit too much. You know, he needs to be on base. That's where he's the most dangerous. And if he's getting tagged out, then maybe he needs to handle that and take care of learning that in the minor leagues. But he stole 67 bases last year. That's going to get you somewhere, even if you have a couple misses early on in the season. I don't get that whatsoever. It's totalitarian bullshit that you can send a player down just for wearing something like that, a fucking wristband. I really hope Vegas falls through for them, and he has no choice but to stay in Oakland or Sacramento, whichever one he chooses, and live with the hate until he either sells the team, he unalives himself, or he gets presidented. Okay, so while we're on the topic of relocating, Kansas City, ooh, those teams might be on the move sooner rather than later. The people of Missouri County have voted no to a stadium tax over the next 40 years. That would have funded a new stadium for the Royals and major renovations for Arrowhead Stadium. Good on them. This puts the bill on the owners if they want anything new. And I'm sure they can afford it, but I'm also sure that the Royals will not be willing to pay up and will find somewhere else that will welcome them with open arms and pay for their stadium. So, I mean, you're talking about the Royals. They're pretty damn cheap. They've gotten better with the Bobby Witt signing, but there's not much hope if the county isn't footing the bill for them. Since the Mahomes have put so much into that city and are investing their future there, I would be shocked if they let that happen after seeing the nastiness in Oakland. There's just no question they would do anything that they could to keep the team there. I could definitely see them assembling like a super group or a collective of wealthy people to come together and spend whatever is necessary to keep the only other major sports team in town. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's just the Chiefs and the Royals. That's it. Right next to each other in the same small-ass parking lot. I'm sure that Mahomes would do something like that eventually. All right, the Philly City Connect uniforms were dope, in my opinion, and I would love to see them play the Pirates in theirs as well. But Phillies fans are in Mother Nature apparently disagree with me. 24 minutes after they revealed the jerseys, there was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake just north of Philly, and that was felt throughout the whole tri-state area. 4.8 is not insignificant. The fans were very disappointed that there's no red, and I do kind of get that, but it's based on the colors of the city's flag, and everyone was like, where did this come from? Where did this come from? And then the main post, every single time they come out with a new City Connect, the main post on Nike or MLB explains the whole thing and like where the colors come from. This comes from the city's flag. So, I don't know. They look cool as hell. I love the font. The 7 looks a little weird, but I'm digging it. All right, so let's get into the Pirates here. Unfortunately, they lost their first game of the season 5-3 to the Nationals last Wednesday with Keller on the mound. And, man, in one inning against the Tigers on Monday, it really was not looking good for him. That first inning was wild, and I was about to shit on him. But he bounced back and struck out 9 over 6 innings in that game against the Tigers. So let's just go in order here. Last Thursday, they bounced back with a great birthday start from Martin Perez and ended up taking 2 of 3 from the Nationals last Wednesday to come into the home opener at 6-1. That was awesome. And then before the plane ride home, Kutch actually called for the home opener to be the blackout again. Oh, damn. That made me want to go so bad. You could feel the electricity in the air last year for the blackout. It was awesome against the White Sox. Now, it wasn't quite the same this year, however. Before the earthquake hit Philly, Pittsburgh was flooding bad, like really bad. It took my buddy who works right next to PNC 2 hours when it usually takes him about 45 minutes. After the flooding and the earthquake, I asked the group chat, I was like, what the hell is next? And then, of course, it started snowing at one point during the game. They did end up dropping that opening game of the series 5-2, but Yak Jones was still on point, though, settling in after giving up his first 2 hits, which were home runs. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks, no walks. You love to see it. His 43 whiffs, swing and misses, over his first 2 starts is tied with Ohtani for the most since they started tracking that back in 1988. And 6-2 also isn't a bad start. Even though they lost the game, 6-2 is still looking good. All right, so this started like the whole slate of games. We had a full weekend full of exciting things to watch. Next thing right up after the Friday night game, Paul Skeens makes his second AAA start. And he struck out the side on 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. You love to see it. He looked, even though it was cold, he still looked loose. A lot of fastballs, sinkers, and sliders in this start. I think I saw him use the curveball maybe once. Rochester was swinging through every single fastball, so there's no reason to switch it up almost at all. They started fouling them off after a little bit, but not really any hard contact whatsoever. He had a walk and a hit. 6 Ks over 3 innings. So I get being conservative with him pitching like every 5 games now instead of once every week like he did in college. But he needs to be pushing 4 innings. Send him out there for the 4th. Get him up to the 5th. Get him up to the 6th before he gets called up. And that's going to take some time. It's not going to be April 12th. I mean, it's already April 9th, and he's not even close to being called up. He's got another month at the very least in the minors. He'll probably bump up to 4 innings soon, 5 innings by June, and if he can get 2 starts of 6 innings pitched in July, I think he will be up after the All-Star break. Okay, then back to Saturday's Pirates-Orioles game. Bailey Falter. Oh, I could not believe it. 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 K, no runs. Holy shit. That is his 18th appearance with the Pirates, and it was only the 3rd time that he did not give up a run in one of his appearances. That's crazy. Especially against the Orioles, who they're struggling a little bit early here. Kind of expected when you have a young team like that. Bednar, we'll talk about Bednar a little bit more. This was his 2nd blown save and his 3rd opportunity. So he gave up the run that tied it in the 9th inning. The Pirates ended up walking it off, though, against the Orioles 5-4. The Orioles actually took a 4-3 lead going into the 9th inning, into the 10th inning, into the bottom of the 10th. But then the Pirates tied it up, And then in the bottom of the 11th, they came through. Cruz slapped a single into right field, scoring Henry Davis, and they won 5-4. So, again, the Bats keep it up this week for the most part, scoring almost immediately after their opponent does. 7-2 after that Orioles game on Saturday. That was good. And then Sunday. I don't know what the fuck happened Sunday. I went to my first Harrisburg Senators game of the season just for a little switch up and ended up drinking way too much. It was bad. I woke up to the Pirates winning the series against the Orioles to start out their season 8-2. And then Iowa losing to South Carolina, but we'll get into that later. Let's finish out the Pirates here. The Pirates finished out the week fairly strong. Like I said, they walked it off on Sunday as well as Saturday, so that's nice. It was 3 extra inning wins and 2 walk-off wins. Or no, 2 extra inning wins, 3 walk-off wins. There we go. But yeah, Bednar, again, today against the Tigers, had another blown save. That's his 3rd blown save in 4 opportunities in the first 12 games. He should have started the season on the IL. There was definitely there was lat soreness, which kept him out of spring training almost entirely. He was rushed back, and there was really no reason to do that. The bullpen has been firing on all cylinders. It's just when you have such a high value reliever and the rest of your bullpen's holding up their end of the bargain. I mean, I know he only gave up 2 runs on 10 pitches today. But when that first runner scores, you got to get someone else warmed up. You got to yank him fast. They know something's wrong with him. And he's being mismanaged. He's been mismanaged for the past 2 years. So I do feel bad for him. We love Bednar. And you have to love Bednar on being the face of Icy Light. That can is awesome. Things are still looking up. But the anxiety to keep winning so as to hold up the appearance of being a good team when right now we really, truly don't know if they're capable of this level of constant offensive production. I mean, it's tiring wondering about that. They need to keep up the winning. Things will start correcting. Things will start self-correcting if the Pirates are worse than they appear, which is everyone's fear. So even though that they're 9-3, yeah, these early losses, preventable losses, seem damning in the eyes of the fans, which is part of the reason why they booed Bednar today. There was just no. I think they were booing the team more than Bednar. I think they were booing Shelton's decision to keep him in there. That's going to be a rough position for him to be in. And good on Rowdy Tellez for coming up to him and being like, hey, this is our all-star closer. He needs to get back on track. We're a fucking good team. We got this. I love seeing that confidence. But, yeah, all right, that's enough baseball for now. Pirates are still rolling. Let's not freak out. They're 9-3. That's fine. Let's get into our last March Madness segment here. And honestly, probably our last college basketball segment until next year's March Madness, hopefully. So before we get into the games, Angel Reese declared for the WNBA, and Haley Van Lith has entered the transfer portal. This shows that playing for Mulkey must be miserable if they're passing up on more money in NIL deals. And forget about money for a second. The exposure in college is better than the WNBA. The championship game had 18.9 million viewers, a peak of like 26 million. It's the highest rated basketball game since 2018, men's or women's, college or professional. That's crazy. Mulkey may throw chairs and fat shame, but you know she's good with what she calls the good blacks of Louisiana after seeing this clean, no-look dap. All right, then I know last week, immediately I realized, I was like, wait, Iowa-UConn is not the championship. South Carolina is still playing North Carolina State. So, yeah, immediately I realized I was wrong. South Carolina. I should not have forgotten about them. South Carolina dominated that matchup against NC State, and it was not particularly close at any point. After they beat them, I said, I truly think that they're the team to beat going into the finals. And they were literally forgotten because they were so dominant. That's the only reason. I did watch the UConn-Iowa game, and it was a great one. Holy shit. It looked like UConn was in control most of the time, keeping Clark in check with only 21 points. But the rest of her teammates rallied around her and picked up the pace in the second half. Handy Stolke had 23 points. Kate Martin had 11 points. Both had amazing games. And Stolke is a great player. She was all over the place in every single one of these games. Iowa ended up winning 71-69 on a iffy foul at the end. It could have gone either way. I do think it. I don't really know, but it did look like a foul to me. It looked like she leaned into her a little bit. I don't know. I really don't. So then for the men's Final Four, Purdue basically took over this game in the fashion that I thought they would. Hard defense and a strong controlling offense, 63-50. Very, 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 very low-scoring affair. They played long and slow. No Diddy.
Any big man is just 7-inch difference is about it. And he's no Diddy, but he's a great guy. He's gonna give us a hard fight, but we're not gonna scout him up any differently. We're gonna stick to our game plan.
And then the Alabama-UConn game. I did end up watching this one. UConn really did slow the game down and play the way they wanted. Bama held on as best they could, but the Huskies were ruthless. They ended up winning 86-72. Final margin of victory of like 20-some points over the last two tournaments. Wild. And then South Carolina ends up winning the national championship, and they're 109-3 over the since 2021-2022. 109-3. 3 losses. That's crazy. Easily one of the best basketball teams up there ever with that 100-game win streak that UConn had. Holy shit. Caitlin Clark ended up going off in the first quarter with 18 points, but then was held to 13 the rest of the game by a great South Carolina defense, and they held her in check. That was a great win for South Carolina. I don't know. I didn't put down the final score here, but all right. And then for the men's championship, we got back-to-back championships for the UConn Huskies. Let's go, baby. It was 36-30 at halftime. The first time Purdue has trailed in the tournament so far. But UConn decimated Purdue in the second half. A lot of Purdue's points were scored in garbage time in the fourth quarter. 75-60 final. Imposed their will, did whatever they wanted to. UConn, man, if this team can win while losing one of their best players in the tournament from last year in Sango, I think they can go for the three-peat next year. That would be crazy. This is the first time back-to-back champions have been crowned since 2007, 2008 Florida, I think. Yeah, good on UConn. That was amazing. They crushed it. So I was really looking forward to this. I saw that the Brahmas played at 12 o'clock on Saturday, and that would really scratch that big noon kickoff itch that I've been kind of clamoring for. I know the draft hasn't even happened yet, and I'm already hoping for college football. I already need it in my veins. But, man, too bad it was a boring game. That was it was pretty bad. Just in general, running backs can't get anything going. But the big gripe that I had with these broadcasts was that there were people talking over each other the whole time between the refs, the coaches, the players, the announcers. We really don't need any of that, to be honest. I mean, I understand them wanting to make it a bit more enticing than just listening to the regular broadcaster and color commentator. But there's just way too much going on, and I couldn't focus. I definitely don't need to hear the coach say the same play 6 times in a fucking row. And what in the world was that Battlehawks fan doing in the stands with a camera on him? What the hell was that kind of dance? I don't know what that was. Well, one of the main reasons why I was following the Brahmas is already out for this season and potentially forever. Destroying fractured his neck when he made that tackle that was all over SportsCenter this weekend. I feel so bad for him, but seeing someone in a neck brace is always a little bit funny. All right, this happened on Wednesday, so I had to save it for this week. It was a little bit too much for me to go over. Stephon Diggs has been traded to the Texans. Oh my God, they're now loaded. No way. He will thrive with Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and they're all so good at transitioning into whatever threat the team needs that week. They all are really good at short, intermediate passes. They can all go down the field and get the long ball, win those contested passes. How are you going to defend all of these wide receivers? The Texans trade away a 2025 second rounder, but also receive a 2025 fifth rounder and a sixth rounder this year for Diggs. Nothing but value. If Diggs doesn't work out, the offense was fine without him. And it's not even really a risk. They're resetting the rest of his contract. They wiped out the last 3 years to one season, and they moved that $3.5 million signing bonus from next year to this year. So he's going to be making $22.5 million. And then Diggs becomes a free agent at season's end. He will be motivated to perform well and for a new contract, and the Texans should get the best out of him this year. And if he does end up signing somewhere else, the Texans get a conditional pick in return. Win-win for both sides. That was awesome. The second rounder maybe at first loses a little bit of value, giving it up since you wipe out those last 2 years on Diggs' contract. But again, it's a second rounder for next year, not for this year. So that cuts down the hurt a little bit more even. I'm really shocked that they got him for such a low price and that they got anything back in return, a fifth rounder next year and a sixth rounder this year. That's crazy. That's awesome for them. Speaking of a win-win for both sides, another homegrown player was re-signed by the Patriots. Let's go. Kyle Duggar gets the long-term deal he wants. 4 years, base value of $58 million with a max of $66 million. $32.5 million guaranteed. The transition tag was $13.8 million, so this puts him above that value on a yearly basis, but below the $17.1 million that it would have been for the franchise tag. So that was a great deal for them. Great contract. I love that we've retained all of our key players from the past 2 or 3 years. Next up on the list for extensions is Barmore and then Judon. For sure, without a doubt. Oh, and then I see you, Belichick. You motherfucker. It was you. It 100% was you that wouldn't let Gonzo have number 0. Oh, my God. Gonzo hinted at it right away this weekend on Instagram. And what did I do on Saturday? Oh, you bet your ass. I bought a Red Gonzalez. I bought a Red Gonzalez number 0 red alternate jersey. Oh, 100%. It is on its way. It should be here by Friday. I am so excited. Oh, my God. Man, it really was Belichick. That sucks. That really sucks. So whoever the Patriots drafted number 3, I decided I'm going to go with a white jersey since I already have a navy jersey, and then I'm going to have Gonzalez's red jersey. Honestly, a white Jaden Daniels jersey would go hard. I would love that. It would have been awesome, though, if May would have had number 8 available for him. May, it's my birthday. But that number already belongs to Juwan Bentley, so number 8's taken. I really just don't want him to stick with number 10 because it reminds me way too much of Mac. Speaking of Mac Jones, he said he's a rapper in a recent media thing for the Jaguars. What?
What's up, everybody? It's Mac Jones, and this is my Get to Know. Is that good? Yeah, if it looks like just tell me. I don't really have too many, but I mean, I golf a little bit. I like to go fishing, like to be on the beach, like to do a little bit of rapping.
Oh my God!
Cut. I'm just playing. I do though. I do. I got a couple songs, but I don't. Nobody knows about it. So I'm letting the world know that I'm not in New England.
Well, hold on. I did some major digging here, and I actually found a snippet of a song that he allegedly made under the name Yak Jones. It sounds like a diss towards New England and like the class of 24 quarterbacks. So I'm going to assume the name of the song is I'm Mac Jones. Check it out.
Yeah. Bama boys. Now we in Jacksonville.
Duval. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, not Caleb Williams. Got no pink phone. Used to play in Foxborough, now Florida's my home. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, not Caleb Williams. Got no grinder ringtone. Used to play in Foxborough, now Florida's my home. Accurate as fuck as a rookie. The Matty P came in and shook me. I was like, what the hell is this? It don't make any sense. The fat man can't even coach defense. I had no threatening weapons. Bad O-line led to interceptions. I got benched again for my ugly ass twin, and then there wasn't a question. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, and my Jaden Daniels intact elbow. Used to play in Foxborough, now Florida's my home. Florida's my home. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, not Jaden Daniels. Won't get hit like a doe. Used to play in Foxborough, now Florida's my home. Had to get out, I was traded. I think Bill was just faded. Oh, and by the way, I sent his girl packing when we won the Monday night. She got the Tuesday night action, and when it comes to that, I don't play. Me and T-Law got ladies on the way. Yak Jones backing up the Sunshine State, nowhere near NE, so I guess that's great. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, not Drake May. Got all my chromosomes. Used to play in Foxborough, and now Florida's my home. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, not Drake May. I'm all good in the dome. Used to play in Foxborough, now Florida's my home. Robert Kraft, he's always tripping. NFL report cards caught him slipping. Got it at a private massage parlor, you know he's double dipping. Crazier things have happened. Even city citizens gotta get jacking. Just let the old man live his damn life and let the Asians keep whacking. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, not Tom Brady. I leave my son alone. Used to play in Foxborough, now Florida's my home. Mac Jones, I'm Mac Jones, not Tom Brady. Deflated ego. Used to play in Foxborough, now Florida's my home. All right, 2 weeks to the draft, people. We got this. And we're going to be going over the results of the draft on episode 100. How awesome is that? That's crazy. I do have a special surprise for episode 100. A couple of them, actually. We got them set. We got them set and ready to go. They'll be ready for in 3 weeks when episode 100 goes out. We'll have a bonus episode. We're going to have some new stuff. New intro, new picture. Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're doing it right for episode 100. All right, everybody. Last thing I'll leave you with here, never get a kidney stone. I went in with no symptoms, and I came out of surgery feeling like I was pissing molten lava out of my dick. Ugh, God, that was the worst. And the stent is the most uncomfortable thing ever. It hurts to sit up and sit down, or to get up and sit down. It's like, it feels like it's tugging at my bladder, tugging at my kidney. Ugh. Well, that's the PSA I'll leave you with this week. All right, but that is it. Make sure to leave a like and comment on each video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hoagies and Pierogis is available on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you follow us on TikTok and Instagram for clips throughout the week. And we will see you next week. Alrighty, everybody. Have a good one. Munch, 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 munch.